Ну что ж, всем привет, с вами я, ThebyVittor, мы сейчас играем Starfield. Поехали под задание путешествия в Новую Атлантиду, Ройджин фракция и так далее. Может уже окончательная глава будет, или миссия с Ройджином, Рюдзином. Раджин, короче, по херу. Поехали. О май гад! Ты что так пугаешь? Ё-моё. Не хотела твои глаза изнутри видеть, конечно. Не хотелось бы. Так, Альфа Центавра. Новая Атлантида. Это нам ложа. Путешествие в Новую Атлантиду. Вы слишком много везете. Да я ничего такого многого не везу, прям, чтоб уж писец там было. Ну что вы сразу? Они хотят сказать, что я слишком много вешу. А ничего. Охренели. Что они себе позволяют? Так, хорошо, Альфа Центавра. Снова. И вот сюда. Так, с пульти вход на крышу. Infinity LTD. Это где вообще, блин? Эту компанию здесь особо и не видел. Почему сразу метку в коммерческий район не поставить? Так, что, актерское мастерство используем?
Unfortunately, I'm not authorized to make appointments myself. Hello. Did you have an appointment with us today?
Да.
Ah, yes. From Lumen Interactive. The elevator here will take you to the marketing floor. Once you arrive, you'll want to talk to Ellis Ortiz. He's the receptionist there and will be happy to help you.
Так, окей, хорошо. Нас уже ждут. Все хорошо. Маркетинг. Здоровченко.
Welcome to Infinity LTD's Mark. Yes? What? If you just have a seat, I can notify Miss Hart that you've arrived. Our waiting area is just to my right.
Присаживайтесь в зоне ожидания. Хорошо.
I'll go notify Miss Hart that you're here.
Хорошо,
Feel free
давай.
to use any of the facilities on the floor while you wait. The break room and bathrooms are just around the corner.
Так, запустите программу на компьютере Лукаса, найдите путь научно-исследовательский. Не обязательно саботаж системы отопления. Назначение. Зачем это редактировать? Так, что-то там выше есть, что-то ниже есть. Так, найти путь на Научно-исследовательский, опытно-конструкторский, саботаж системы отопления. Запустите программу на компьютере Лукаса. Запустить программу на компьютере Лукаса. Это не его? Какую программу? Что вы хотите? Так, доступ на крышу. Ну, зачем нам этот доступ на крышу? Так, мне надо отключить охрану, чтобы включить вентилятор. А, я понял, что это за прикол. Да ты побежал, блядь. Что за бред? Здесь один был?
Gas leak detected. All non-essential personnel must evacuate the building. Please find the nearest exit and contact emergency services.
Нужно было это как-то почище сделать, если честно. Ну да ладно, это этот здесь, да, один? Говорить с ним можно. Ну, у них прикольный костюмчик. Ладно, поехали, нам ниже нужно куда-то. Ёканый бабай. Так, у нас ожоги идут. Что не очень хорошо, конечно, но я думаю, мы переживем данную проблему.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Интересно, систему можно сейчас включить, допустим? Я не помню, где мы прыгали. Блин, жаль, нельзя заново его типа включить. Или выключить, короче. А, подожди, можешь вентиляторы, да, включить? Есть такая возможность? Не, они не включаются. Странно как-то. Тю, блин. Ну ладно. Продолжаем. Двигаться к направлению, куда нам там нужно. Еще ниже куда-то. Куда, блин? На один этаж ниже? А какой здесь этаж ниже? Вот, сука, охранник здесь. И не думал, что здесь охранник останется. Хорошая защита у него, блин. Блин, а я ей дробовик дал. Пацаны, для вас это не очень хорошо, конечно. Так, отлично. Так, чуть выше куда-то нужно. Что за дела? Куда это выше? Ага. Подожди. Сюда нужно. Нихера себе меня здесь закидывают. Так, окей, вроде все пока чистенько. Что-то там Сара отстреливается, походу. Жестко прям как. Да бляха-муха. Есть, открывайся, открывайся. Сейчас мы по-быстренькому все сделаем. Все. Можно уходить отсюда. Ты смотри какой. Типа прикольный. Что-то он очень странный. Там что-то какая-то минус 15 урона от врагов пришельцев. Окей, понял. Да что вы так много наносите, ёб вашу мать. — 44 уровня охранник, конечно, блядь. Чего он много наносить не будет? Нормально. Типа по-чистому все выполнили. Я надеюсь, там никто не пострадал. Ну, типа... у меня повреждения легких еще. Ну, конечно. Вроде таблетки есть от этой херни. Так, давай посмотрим. Ага. Инъектор есть. И вот это. Лечебный крем. Кремчик лечебный. И все в порядке. Только что-то оно еще не вылечило. Странно очень.
Can I help you? Well, I'll be the judge of that. What's this so-called story about? Corporate greed claims victims once more. And you have evidence to support this claim. Good. The less investigation we need to put into this, the faster I can prepare the broadcast. I don't suppose you want to tell me how you got this evidence. I figured as much. Is there at least a name I can cite as my source? Why am I not surprised? As long as the evidence is adequate and verifiable, I expect it'll be aired within the hour, if not sooner. Now, if you'll excuse me, I obviously have some work to do.
Так, окей, нормально. В принципе, нормально. Все выполнили. Наконец-то вернулась. Хорошо. Теперь отправляемся в Куда там? Рюдзин. Кабинет Масака. И так далее.
We should stick to the main plaza, unless you like getting soaked by the rain.
Интересно, это финальная миссия была или нет?
I believe you were specifically told that we did not want a body count on this assignment. If only intent mattered. All the tools at your disposal, and yet here we are. I hope you at least attempted to use the internal neuroamp. And yet not useful enough to avoid a body count? Still, it's good to know the applications are proving themselves. So now it's just a waiting game for SSNN to break the news. Once the story airs, we have another board meeting scheduled to decide how to handle Infinity. Go ahead, Maeve.
The SSNN broadcast has started. Shall I patch it through?
Yes, thank you.
The murders are believed to be linked to a new investigation where Drexler would have been accused of numerous violations, including murder for hire, unauthorized human trials, and corporate theft. Authorities representing the UC and the Freestar Collective have been dispatched to a consolidated mining station and the clinic. Both locations are believed to hold numerous victims. Drexler's motivation appears to be an attempt to launch a new product based off stolen information from a competitor. The details on the project itself and the competitor have yet to be confirmed. This has been David Barrett for SSNN.
Perfect. This exposure puts Infinity right where we want them. The meeting will begin momentarily, but I want you to discuss the options we have with the other members. Infinity's net worth is about to hit rock bottom, so this gives us the opportunity to win a little more public faith. Quite right. The truth is, we'll be making evaluations. We'll shed any employees who don't make the cut, slowly but surely. By incorporating Infinity, we eliminate a competitor, get their best employees and contracts, and all while boosting our public perception.
Shed any employees. Oh, terminology like that, where you reference manipulating people's lives. Oh, it makes my skin crawl.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Which is why I'd like you to talk to the board to convince them this is the right move. There are several who might disagree, and you have the perfect tool to help sway them. Fine. Whether or not you use the internal neuroamp is up to you, but I still want results. You'll find most of the board members in their offices preparing. Vina is also here, waiting for the meeting to start. We'll need at least 50% of the vote to go our way. In the event of a tie, I will make the final decision. I trust you'll get it done.
Так, нам дали десяточку, аптечку, еще что-то и так далее. Блин, это до сих пор то же самое задание. Так, окей, давай сюда. Почему здесь я враждебно настроен, я не понимаю.
Our public perception is good enough. If you ask me, reaching out to save Infinity just makes us look weak. The internal neuroamp gives us the power to crush our competitors, not take them under our wing. This is exactly why Masako's time as CEO is finished. Good. If you use that neuroamp wisely, it will guarantee that Infinity gets shut down. Well, it does make Ryujin look good, and we do gain a wider customer base, which means higher profits. You're oddly right about this one, Op. I guess you are worth keeping around. As long as everyone has Ryujin's best interests in mind, this should make for an interesting meeting. An issue? That would be a foolish move. Dalton and Alexis are the only two against it. You'd never get the rest to shut it down. Please. Ryujin's best interests are long-term success and growing profits. The internal neuroamp provides both. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a lot of preparations to make.
Уехали к другим. Подожди, где-то внизу. Все внизу, короче, ниже. Почему я враждебно настроенный? Я что-то не понимаю. Что за дела? Что такого случилось? Вообще непонятно.
If you need something, make it quick. I'd like to make sure my arguments are solid before this meeting. Choose your words carefully. If you expect me to respond to threats, you're sadly mistaken. Now, I can only assume you're referring to Infinity Ltd, and there's only one right decision regarding that corporation. Complete dissolution. All right, I could use the entertainment. Tell me why Infinity is a good asset. I suppose I might be overreacting a little. Those are reasons that may appeal to Genevieve or Lyndon, but not to me. Have you been spending too much time with Lyndon? There's more to this than just credits. I've heard enough. Too bad it wasn't as... If you only... Are you trying to add to my stress right now? First off, if I find out you used that device on me, I will tie you up in court on whatever... Second, that tech is one major human rights violation that I'll do whatever I can to make sure it's either severely delayed or collects dust in storage. Well, I'm both glad and surprised to hear the one person who has one say that. Masako is lucky to have you at her disposal, you know? You may be the greatest asset, aside from the internal neuroamp, that Ryujin has. This exchange has been surprisingly insightful. But now, I really do need to get back to my...
Хорошо, давай, lobby board members. Нам еще нужно как-то по половине, чтобы было, не знаю, короче.
I assume Masako briefed you on her preferred outcome. That blasted tech.
Indeed. That technology shouldn't be used for such nefarious purposes, or in fact, any purposes at all.
If it were
А
up
это
to me,
называется
I'd have
манипуляция,
shut
походу,
down
с
Project Dominion a long
ампом
time
вот этим.
ago. I knew it
Понял.
was a grave security risk, and look what happened. You read my mind. Let's just hope Masako and the others see it that way. Plus, if we vote to acquire Infinity Ltd, we're about to add a significant workload onto my team. The last thing I want to deal with are any more incidents this new neuroamp might cause. Well, the timing could be better. But I don't feel strongly one way or another about the acquisition. We've gone through our fair share in the past, and this one would be no different. If Masako wishes to bring Infinity into the fold, I will not stand against it. I imagine we're looking at months of work. Infinity Ltd is obviously not known for their security. I only hope that Masako and the others will be patient with the process. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some preparations to make. We'll be announcing Ularu's termination of employment at this meeting, so I need to have security ready to escort her off the premises.
Так, окей. Окей, так кто там еще остался? Ё-моё. Вот женщина какая-то. Ага, я понял. И вот этот мужичок.
And how's my favorite patient doing? Not seeing any temporal memory flashes or losing time, I hope. That's great. I'd say Project Dominion is ready for legitimate human trials in that case. One step closer to seeing market approval. Genevieve is going to be so excited. So, tell me what you think of the neuroamp. I hope you're not actually suggesting that the technology I spent years working on and perfecting never sees the light of day. This is groundbreaking work. My life's work. I didn't get into science and engineering to have moral debates with myself. I got into it for the discoveries and to share those discoveries with the galaxy. I leave it up to everyone else to determine what to do with them. So the next question is, what will the fate of Infinity Ltd be? Exactly. Not that I want to gloat over it. Maybe just a little. Okay, so DeMarcus and I have really been looking forward to it, so fingers crossed this deal goes through. Well, this has certainly been the most interesting conversation of my day. All we can do now is look forward to the meeting, right? See you in there.
Так, окей.
Just the person I wanted to see. I want to get all the details locked down for this meeting, and I believe you to be one of the best sources available. Good. I prefer first-hand feedback when available. You've had the chance to encounter members of Infinity Ltd throughout your assignments here. Do you think they're worth redemption? And why? Saving the jobs of thousands is altruistic, which is not a luxury corporations have. It's a financial burden. It would be a huge undertaking on my part. That is a plea more well spent on Genevieve or Alexis. I prefer to focus on the numbers and leave emotions out of my decision-making. Your disdain is noted. And perhaps you thought I'd care because you're hopeful. Next question. What is your opinion on how Masako handled the mole situation? Expand on that, if you can. An excellent point. Why react and repair when you can prevent a situation altogether? I appreciate the insight. I suppose I should ask if there's anything I can do for you, considering how helpful you've been.
О, бля, я уже в этом всем запутался, ёб твою мать.
It's only dangerous to those who can't afford one. Hence the added motivation that will bolster sales. It's possible. But with Alexis and Genevieve driving the restrictions and presentation of such a product, it's also highly unlikely. This has been rather enlightening for me. I appreciate the time.
Так, ладненько. Мы идем навстречу, да, я так понимаю? Здесь или где? А, еще одна женщина. Да ё-моё.
Checking up on me to make sure I'm on her side. Well, you can let Masako know to rest easy. It just so happens that her agenda lines up with mine. We just need to grab Infinity Ltd while it's got the public's full attention. I'm all about free PR, especially when it's painting us in a good light. I I'm sure I can squeeze enough goodwill out of this to last us at least a year. All right. I suppose you've earned the right to voice your opinion after everything you've done, qualified or not. So let's hear it. The possible backlash on tech like this is not lost on me. However, the internal neuroamp will define the next era of tech, with Ryujin at the forefront. It's not an opportunity you just walk away from. Of course there is. You just have to know the right way to spin it. As any good marketing person knows, the public doesn't know what they want until we tell them. Well, it seems your talents really do stretch beyond just being an operative. Good talk. Maybe I'll even consult you on future endeavors.
Так, окей, поехали на совещание. Опять будем слушать еще что-то. Еще что-то будем слушать, да, много будем слушать. Здесь весь Рюдюн такой, все квесты, блин, чисто что-то послушать. Ой, конечно, писец. А это нужно чем-то разбавлять.
All right, everyone. As you all know, we've successfully exposed Infinity Ltd's botched human trials and murder for hire through SSNN. The public is demanding their leadership, namely Lucas Drexler, face trial, and he's probably writing his resignation as we speak. Ryujin will be launching a statement, but I believe now is the perfect time to acquire Infinity Ltd.
Believe it or not, I agree. The acquisition has risks, and it's going to create a lot of work for all of us. But the overall payoff will be worth it.
My team is prepared to handle the influx. We're more than happy to rid ourselves of a rival.
Arguments?
Infinity Ltd is an enormous unknown. The legal and financial risks are too great. I refuse to support the decision. Besides, I have enough to deal with now as it is.
I think what we're all overlooking is what led us to this situation to begin with. Yes, our security was compromised. But considering Dalton was hired by Masako, the issue obviously starts at the top. In fact, I propose that Masako be removed from CEO altogether.
Ularu, this isn't a line you want to cross.
And considering you're the mole, if anyone's going to be removed from power, it's going to be you.
Hold up. Are you saying you lied to us?
Dalton, the last meeting we had, you distinctly said Imogene was the mole, and she'd been dealt with.
Do you even have any proof to back up this outrageous claim?
Of course we do. The malicious code you hid on this slate to upload incriminating evidence against Masako onto Lucas Drexler's computer.
To put it bluntly, Ularu, you're fired. Security will hold you in your office until a proper exit interview can be done.
This isn't right. I should at least have the opportunity to resign.
And allow you to still be marketable to a competitor? I don't think so. This may be news to me, and I will be reviewing the evidence closely. But this isn't something you just get to walk away from.
Security, escort Miss Chen to her office and see that she stays put.
You'll regret this. All of you.
I believe the only regret would be trusting you to begin with.
All right, back to business. All in favor of acquiring Infinity Ltd?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
Good. Alexis, start drawing up the necessary documentation. Anyone have anything else they'd like to bring up? The internal neuroamp is a key component of Ryujin Industries' success for the next 10 years, if not more. Why would we shelve it after we've finally perfected it?
Agreed. We all experienced the threat it posed to this company firsthand. The security risks would be innumerable.
Very well. All in favor of shelving Project Dominion?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
We'll start up discussions on how to handle Project Dominion in the future. In the meantime, at least the only person to have one is our own operative. Internal neuroamp research will continue. The dangers have been noted. And don't worry, I'm certain between Alexis and Genevieve, any legal or moral issues will be taken care of by the time it goes to market. Any other matters to bring forth? None? This concludes our order of business for today.
О май гад, что это за собеседование такое? То есть это, блин... пиздец, короче.
So, Infinity LTD learned a lesson the hard way, and we exposed the traitor among us. You've proven yourself to be quite the asset here at Ryujin. Of course, but these particular assignments required a certain secrecy that most do not. I truly appreciate the work you put into exposing Ularu. No operative has ever had to investigate our own to the extent that you did. I can imagine it may have been a lot of pressure, considering you were fairly new at the time.
Yes, I'm proud of you as well. Ularu needed to be brought down. If you wouldn't have stopped her, who knows what she would have done next.
Imogene's instincts were right about you. Now, as promised, I have your bonus. I hope you'll find it appropriate for all you've done. And I'm promoting you to senior operative. You've more than earned it. And also your opinion. As for the details, I think someone back on the operations floor would prefer to explain those to you.
There's something I need to talk to you about.
Что-то очень мало заплатили. Что это за херня, блин? 5400 и все. И... Так, дальше исполнительный уровень. Так не, мы это все выполнили. Это конец Рюдзина. Окей. Вот это все, что дали. Блин. Ну это же херня полная. Типа я привык, что там с Багровым флотом дали 250 тысяч за выполнение всей кампании. А здесь всего лишь 5. И, ну, блин, такое прям очень мало.
Handling those tricky decisions regarding Ryujin must have been difficult. In fact, I'm amazed you were able to deal with them at all. Those types of corporations remind me why I never ventured into business. I can't stand that way of life. Really? It surprises me you'd say that. Take what Ryujin's doing, for example. Based on your recommendation, they'll be continuing their work on the neuroamp technology. And now you're going to stand there and pretend you find that type of decision to be disgusting. Please. When used properly, yes. But imagine that technology in the wrong hands. Imagine the awful things you could force people to do. It's almost too horrible to contemplate. Well, With any luck, perhaps Ryujin will come to its own senses one day and realize what they're doing is wrong. All we can do for now is pray that I'm right.
Так, ладненько. Что у нас там? В принципе, можно на этом и заканчивать. Все равно мы выполнили ветку с Рюдзином фракции. Неоспоримый довод, там какие-то доказательства нужно привести, но это все равно типа выполняется то задание. Ну давай. Неоспоримый довод. Вот этот. Я там одну нашел. Там, наверное, нужно где-то искать какие-то доказательства и так далее. Вот это все. Только зачем его выполнять сейчас, я вообще не понимаю. Ой, я не туда попал. Так, где она? А нам туда нужно или сюда? Не, сюда, сюда. У меня до сих пор там меточка светится какого-то хрена. Она походу зависла. Либо меня так много раз... Много раз типа находили. Что это... Оповещение немножко подвисло.
It's good to have you back. Good. The more you find, the stronger our case. Finally. We've been tracking the Jade Swan for almost a year, but Captain Dayu's somehow remained one step ahead. Every time we've scanned that ship, it's come up empty. Well, she's not going to skate away this time. Nice work. Anything else? All right. Keep it. I'll be here if you have any...
Пиздец. Что это за задание? Реально здесь нужно чисто бегать, искать доказательства какие-то? Ну это жестко. Ладно. Ладно. Здесь поспать где-то можно, интересно? Было бы неплохо. Найти какую-то кровать. Может это напоминание пропадет. Блин, я запутался. Куда нам? Нам нужно на корабль. Ага.
Jemison, but this ship is starting to feel like home.
Я не знаю, как это комментировать, я это не понимаю. Что это, блядь, такое? Что это за объект, нахуй, увеличился до такой залупы? Ёб твою налево. Что это такое? Жесть какая-то. Ух, сука, страшно. О май гад. Вот такого нам еще не хватало. Ну, теперь мы видели все. Окей, ладно. Это очень даже Я не скажу, что это очень весело, но это очень страшненько, блин. Страшненько. Что это такое происходит? Игре совершенно не нужны патчи. Зачем? Все и так прекрасно работает. Блях. Что это увеличилось настолько жестко? Мне кажется, там какой-то кэш забивается, и из-за этого такие, блин, какие-то непонятная дичь, короче. Я пытаюсь кровать найти. Не вижу ее пока. Вроде должна быть на каждом корабле. А пройти можно, ребята? Ага, спасибо. Блин, здесь такое ощущение, будто нету кровати. Ладно, давай уберемся с этого места, потому что какая-то дичь происходит. Ой, что это полетело там? В нас влетел корабль, что ли? Да ну, не гоните. Это что, корабль, реально? Что за бляха бред? Вы что, серьезно? А, это был корабль, если что. Вот так вот. Это корабли чьи-то. Непонятно, правда, чьи они. Они вообще что-то не отображаются никак. Они будто пустые, короче. Да, они какие-то пустые и непонятно, что это. Окей. Окей. Ну, хоть понятно, что это за дичь. А то я думал, какая-то текстура или что. Ну, они больше всего похожи на текстуру какую-то. Потому что они какие-то безжизненные. Ладненько, тогда... Куда его полететь, на неон или что? Ну, подождите, сенсор. А, ну да. Что я хотел... Хотел встать. Ладно. Херня какая-то.
We're going to be visiting the astral lab while we're here. I mean, that's a given, right?
Так, ладно, поехали. Давайте на этом закончим, в принципе. Угу. А я там сбегаю, посплю, чтобы восстановить немножко всего по чуть-чуть. На этом все. Всем спасибо за просмотр. С вами был я, ThebyVittor. Всем пока-пока.